permission from my elders to speak. Thank you. I am taught to start all things giving honor and praise to God, a single essence that's called by many, many names. But as a Muslim member of the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I call him Allah, creator of the heavens and the earth and all in between. And it is in his name that I greet you all. In the nation's traditional greeting of peace and paradise, we say, Assalamu alaikum. I knew y'all would know that. I was kind of scared, but I figured you would. But I also greet us, as we traditionally do here at ABPsi Hotep family. Wow, I am excited and I'm so grateful. I'm very, very grateful to my ancestors and the legion of angels and spirits that walk with me, that direct me, that follow me. I am grateful. To my family, those who are here and those who are not here, I'm grateful. To our ABPsi founders, past presidents, elders, all of those who have labored hard so that ABPsi is, I'm grateful. To all of those whose names we know and we do not know, I'm grateful. To special shout out to Mama Maria, I don't know where she is, my queen mother. Oh, there she is, beautiful. A special shout out to you, to Mama Huberta, who is my linguist, thank you. To, where's Brother Eni? Big Brother Eni. My stool bearers, the student circle chair. Yes, we'll be doing some good things together. And also to my chief counsel, Dr. Barbara Prempe, where's she at? Yes. Yeah, all right, Jersey's in the house, y'all. To all of you, I'm grateful. To all of you who encouraged me, who showed love, who affirmed me, those of you who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, I really am grateful for you. Those of you who throughout these last couple of days who have approached me and shared their support, I will be looking for you, and I'm grateful for you in advance. For all of those who also assisted my campaign, JoJo, and you know who you are, woo! Thank you. And those who, when I asked, donated a monetary contribution, very generous monetary contribution, to ABPsi on my behalf, that I might gift it to the association today. To you, I'm very grateful as well. So thank you, Madasi, Madasi, Madasi Pa, to you all. Whew. So by now, you all know that I am entering into the honored position of president of the Association of Black Psychologists, Incorporated. Where's my president? I'm looking for Sharon. Oh, how'd you get back there? Okay. I thought you said you were going. Yeah, I see. Okay. So, there are, many of you that I still don't know, and some of you who still don't know me. So I did think it would be fitting for me to introduce myself to you tonight a little bit. I am the granddaughter of J.B. and Teresa Treadwell, and Dandridge and Ruth Green. I am the daughter of Roger Swift and Linda McKeithen, and the bonus daughter of Johnny Swift and Frederick McKeithen. All of them are here with me today. I am the wife of Majid Muhammad, who is here with me today as well. I got you. And the mother of Atia, Ayana, and Kadira, who are here as well. Raise your hands. And it didn't stop there. I'm also the grandmother of 3 beautiful grandchildren who you see. This one tried to steal my show. That one right there. The Soraya, hey, Journey, and Khalid. So thank you all for being here, for your support. It really means a lot to me that you're here. So I hail from the stolen land of the Lenape people, known as New Jersey. Yeah, but I was born and raised in Staten Island. And so how did I end up getting here, right? I don't have as much tenure in ABPsi as many of you who've been here for 30 and 40 years. But as the good book says, my father's house has many rooms. And even though I'm relatively new to this room, I'm not a stranger because I have been in the House of Liberation for Black people for almost 40 years of my life. My journey started in undergrad. I was an Africana Studies major, and I was learning for the first time, about great African thinkers. I was learning about African traditional religions. I was learning about the imperialization of Africa and, the debasement of Black people, and how they continue to perpetuate that until present day. And with all of that I was learning, I was filled with what I call a righteous indignation, if you will. And it was at that point in my life that I attended a Nation of Islam mosque meeting for the very first time. And there was Brother Minister Abdul Kareem Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him. He recently made his transition in May. But he was there, and he was talking about building a Black army. And I couldn't sign up fast enough. I wanted to be a part of that Black army. I thought, at that time, in my ignorance, I thought that we were going to go out there and, do what armies do. I was there for all of it. I thought we was going to equal the score up a little bit. You know what I'm saying. But as Providence would have it, I was not joining an army of killers. I was joining an army of saviors. And so from then to now, here I am almost 40 years later, and I'm still soldiering in that same Black army, of course, not as a bearer of death, but as a bearer of life to our people. And in these last years, these last 40 years of my life, 30 years with the nation, my love, my commitment, my passion for our liberation has deepened. And it was this very same commitment, this very same love, this very same focus on our rise that attracted me to ABPsi. And so here I am. And, that's how I got here, and a little bit about me. So I wanted to check in with you all to see how you enjoyed the conference this year. The conference I thought was amazing. Now this was also part of my little talk. I wanted to acknowledge Yuma, but you did that already. But I can do it again, right? Where's Yuma? Where you at? Oh, behind the speaker. I just want to thank you. This man worked. Today, he was carrying boxes and stuff for 10 minutes, back and forth, back and forth. He worked not just through these last several days, but leading up to this. Yuma, thank you for all the work that you do year after year for the association to have this very special gathering. We appreciate you. And I also wanted to acknowledge, as you did, the NCC staff, because all of you worked as well, really hard to make this conference happen. I would like to acknowledge you all. Also, clap. All of you who are on NCC, the national staff, Kathy, Michelle, and Candace. I don't know where you all are. So Candace is over here. Stand up. Come on, y'all. There we go. Bad sisters. They worked. They worked. Thank you. Thank you for making that. There were so many requests that were coming in left and right. They were totally consumed with this conference and still holding down the day-to-day operations of ABPsi. So we appreciate you and we salute you for the work that you do to hold us together. Thank you. And, you know, here we are at an HBCU. We had our first conference. And from what I understand, ABPsi has been talking about doing this for many, many years. Decades. 68 was the number I think I heard you say today, since 1968. And you know, it took the determination and the commitment of Dr. Sharon Elbethia, President Dr. Sharon Elbethia, to make it happen. So I want to acknowledge you and appreciate you. And, you know, truthfully, there were some bumps along the way. We all know that. It wasn't an easy road, right? But we did it. We did it. We're here, right? And doesn't it feel good to know that the money that we spent on this conference, your dollars, went right back into our community? A good portion of it went right back into our community. And to build the minds of our future, the students at BCU. So thank you, Sharon. Thank you for having the foresight and the determination. Pay attention. And the determination. Okay, I appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. So, I'm sorry, I just don't want to forget any points that I wanted to say, and I'm way off script. But anyhow, so we're here. But also I wanted to add that as things shake out, we're going to see probably in a few more weeks or so, but another benefit is that because Madam President decided to move forward as she did, for the first time, I think in some years, we actually might leave this conference in the black, right? No pun intended. That's huge. That's huge, right? And so with wins like that, we can't go backwards, right? We know maybe we had some bus hiccups. We may have had some things that felt a little uncomfortable, but when we are winning, we cannot turn back, right? And so next year, we plan again to have a conference at an HBCU near you. So, yes, absolutely. What's that? I thought someone said something. So keep your ear to the ground for that. I also wanted to say a little something about the conference theme. The conference theme was returning to spirit, the essence of who we be. Now, I know everybody in this room knows that, but just in case, we know there was no grammatical errors made in the articulation of that theme, right? It wasn't ebonics or a way to be cute or catchy or anything, but I want to focus in on the word be, if I could for a moment. In English, the word be is a verb in its unconjugated form, which means that it hasn't been changed in order to reflect tense or subject. So, in other words, be is a verb in its original form, right? So, when we use the phrasing, the essence of who we be, we're referring to us in our original state, in our unaltered state, unchanged, unimpacted by time, tense, or context, right? So before the psychic terrorism, before the dehumanization of enslavement, segregation, before the Ma'afa, we be spirit, right? And if we are to become whole again, we must return to spirit, right? And Over the years, ABPsi has gifted the field of psychology with many insights and approaches to liberate the African mind from the cultural misorientation that accompanies living in America under the illusion of white supremacy. Over the years, ABPsi has done much to empower the African spirit through reorienting us to our own culture, to our own optimal way of being. Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay. And certainly, ABPsi knows how to enliven the spirit, right? Which is why our conferences are so off the chain. But I do want to ask us, ABPsi, to double down on the commitment to illuminating the spirit. That's part of something that I want to do as I enter into this role through the work that I do. Because spirit isn't guesswork, right? It's not an idea or a concept that's subject to the wiles of our imagination. Nana Linda James Myers frames spirit as that which is known in an extrasensory fashion, right? Baba Wade Nobles refers to spirit as the basis of all known and knowable perceptions. So spirit it's not some enigma, right? It is known, it is knowable, and it is something that our people have understood since time immemorial. But, now European scientists are studying spirit, right? And they're seeing that there's something to this spirit stuff also. And because there are people that need to count and measure things, right, Baba? In order to understand them, they are doing some really interesting studies around spirit. And, there's a lot of fascinating work, but the point is they're counting and measuring spirit, right? And so are we going to sit around and wait for them to teach us to illuminate spirit? I would say emphatically no, right? Because the lion does have a historian today. And so, ABPsi, I want to ask us to help our people to return to spirit, the essence of who we be. Okay? When I stepped into the role of president-elect, one of the first things that I was asked to do was to choose a presidential symbol. So I also wanted to take a moment to introduce the symbol that I chose and also explain why I chose it so that hopefully when you see that symbol that it'll resonate with you. It was supposed to be displayed, but it's all right. So I chose the Adinkra symbol, Funtun Funifu Denchum Funifu. It's also known as the Siamese crocodiles. And this symbol, it is emblematic of democracy and unity and diversity, right? And that's nice, but that's not why I chose that symbol. I chose the symbol specifically because of the backstory. The story holds that Funtun Funifu and Denchum Funifu are two crocodiles. They have two heads, but they're conjoined at the stomach. Right? So they have two heads, but they're conjoined at the stomach, and yet they fight over food. And I truly believe that all of us have good intentions in the work that we do, in this work, but if we're honest with ourselves, I think we'd have to admit that in some cases, not all, when we vie with each other as we do, it really is not over just principle and right and wrong. That sometimes it's because we ourselves want to enjoy the sweet taste of the kill in our own mouths. And so Funtun Funifu and Denchum Funifu remind us that by feeding you, I feed myself. That's why I selected it. And so I hope that this symbol, as you see it, it will allow us to remember, as I allow it to be a reminder to me as well, to check our egos, to check our vanity, our greed. And to know that when my brother wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win. And that when ABPsi wins, we all win. You know, ABPsi is so much more than just a professional organization, right? You don't come to ABPsi just for the profession of psychology alone. You don't come to ABPsi, you know, just to network and build careers or to, you know, get some notoriety or make some money. You can go to APA for that. You come to ABPsi because of our mission. And our mission is not just words on a piece of paper. Our mission is in our blood. It's our destiny. That's why we come to ABPsi. We come to ABPsi to fulfill destiny. That's real. And so I also wanted to make a comment about APA since I mentioned it, because I think for some of us, our hearts softened a bit when APA apologized for their role in over a century of racially biased science, and when they admitted to perpetuating systemic racism and acts of psychic terrorism that they imposed on us for over a century, right? They even admitted to continuing to produce racist science today. And then they had a recent, you know, run of black presidents. And so, you know, some of our hearts felt like, okay, you know, maybe something's happening here. And then the DEI mandate happened. And so I was taught that when people tell you who they are, that's right, believe them, right? I believe it was Dr. Joseph White that said, never seek validation from your oppressor. So we cannot claim to be an independent, sovereign organization and then turn around and expect our oppressor to validate and support us and fund us. You know, I heard Baba Wade say that ABPsi is no longer a baby organization. Okay? We are 57 years old, right? And at 57, you're at a point of maturity. And so at maturity, you have a certain discipline, right? You have wisdom, you have vision that you don't have earlier on. So if we truly want liberation, we have to be mature enough to know that there is a difficulty factor attached to everything of value, and this is valuable. We have to be mature enough to know that our Ubuntu, like our brother Derek would tell us, is our success. We have to be mature enough to know that to be able to endure the short-term pain for the long-term gain. And thank you. I do know that the road ahead is it's going to be rough. Because for some of us, it's like Juneteenth all over again. We getting put off the plantation all over again. But I hope this time we'll keep going. We won't look back. We'll keep running. We'll keep not running. We'll keep going forward in our own way. You know, so again, the road ahead, the next days are going to be dark. It's going to be dark for all of us, but if we are who we say that we are, and I believe that we are, we do have a duty. ABPsi has a duty to our people to be a guiding light in that darkness. So as members of ABPsi, we can't afford to sit around and be philosophical masturbators, pardon the expression. We can't afford to sit up in the ivory tower trying to out-science each other. We can't afford to get caught up in the pomp and circumstance of whiteness. Because our value, our worth as an organization is not measured in money. Though we need it, right? It's not measured in the number of members that we have, though we need that also, right? Our worth is not measured in how many journals we have or, who endorses us or who likes us. If, in the final analysis, if we are true to our mission, our worth as an organization is measured by the condition of our people. We have to see it like that. So today, more than ever before, we have to be about the business of liberating the African mind, of empowering the African character, and of enlivening and illuminating the African spirit. Who's with me? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. So, as I close, I was warned to not be up here too long, and I think I may have overstayed my welcome already. But as I close, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge President Dr. Sharon Elbethia, because in many ways, she was a Jegna to me. And I don't like you behind me. I want to see you. So I had an opportunity to walk with this sister over the past several months. And when I did, I learned some things. I learned a lot of things. I'm just going to share a few with you. Lesson number one. Africa and African ascended people first and foremost. In everything we do, in everything we say, and in everything we are about, even when it's not popular, Africa first. Yes. So, when the whole world was clamoring over the genocide in Palestine, and justifiably, rightly so, this sister understood that charity starts at home. And she questioned, how could ABPsi take a stance for genocide against Palestinians and say nothing about the genocide of African people on the continent and in the diaspora, as we are being slaughtered every day, and it's been going on for decades. So Africa and African ascended people first and foremost. Lesson number 2. Sometimes you plant a tree so that others will enjoy the shade. Just as an example, when you plant a seed, it first sends a root down before it sends a shoot up. So for a little while there, it looks like, nothing's happening, right? When in fact, the most important part of the growth is happening, the rooting is happening. And, we just don't see that part. So I'm using that just as an analogy because that's what's been happening at ABPsi over the last couple of years, right? Sharon, she did a lot of underground work during her term, right? She did a lot of deep cleaning, shall we call it, right? Sure. And it was all essential to the growth and the integrity of this organization. But the thing is, most of us just didn't see the work that she was doing, right? A tree was being planted, and there'll be shade later because of the planting that she did. So Sharon helped me to see that if I really want to help this organization, to help our people, that I have to learn to put my own oxygen mask on first. And, she has helped me to see, in her words, that black does crack, right? We're not invincible, but as much as I want to do a good job, as much as I want to help this organization grow, I now know and understand and will focus on going forward that I have to take care of myself first. So that final lesson, care for self, is care for the mission. And so I thank you, Sharon. I thank you for your commitment, your long-standing commitment, 30, 40, 30-something years? 40-something years, long-standing commitment, for your labor, for your love. I thank you, Sharon, for the many lessons that I learned along the way. I thank you for being an example to me and for me. And I really pray that as you leave this stool, not the stool, I'm sorry, this office, that's going with you. As you leave this office, that the burden of the stool, the burden of this leadership will be lifted from your heart, and you will be fully restored and fully renewed. Can we please stand and acknowledge and appreciate and show some love for President Sharon L. Cassini? We all right?
Yeah.
I'm wrapping up. I know, I know we don't like long talks. You know, can you hear me? Well, as I mentioned a little earlier, I was asked to determine what Adinkra symbol that I wanted to represent my presidency. And Sharon also did the same thing as well. And Sharon's symbol was a heart. And it signified that love never loses its way home. Am I correct? Love never loses its way home. And we know that because we're 40-some years deep here. And so in honor of her tenure, in honor of her service, in honor of her labor, in honor of her love, and the heart that she sacrificed for this organization, the board want to gift her with something that represents the work that she's done. And so this is the board. I'll let you open it.
Oh, how beautiful.
That's from the board.
Oh my God. It's real gold. Oh, I can't get it out. Oh my goodness. No, yeah, it did. I'll just lay it like this.
Okay. We get it untangled in a minute.
Oh, just put it right here.
It's,
Love never loses its way home. That's beautiful.
It's her Dinker symbol embossed in gold. Love never loses its way home. That heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Now maybe she won't turn her phone off on me. But in my final conclusion, I am wrapping up. I stand before you tonight to accept an assignment. And it's not lost on me at all that the only reason that I stand before you this night is because on July 14, 2024, our brother, Dr. Derek Joseph Ifitade Wilson, made his transition. And all of us who know Derek, we knew how much he loved ABPsi. We know how much he loved Black people and how committed he was to the total liberation of all Black people. And, you know, many of us say ABPsi till I die, but Derek did that. From his hospital bed, Derek was doing ABPsi. He did ABPsi all the way up till he took his final breath. And so in ABPsi we say, we believe in the seen and the unseen, right? And so this morning, under the rising sun, we installed Derek. And so as I accept this assignment, I know that I'm not on this assignment by myself. I know that Derek will be walking with me. He'll be working right along with me. He'll be guiding me, chiding me maybe, and watching over me. And so in closing, I would love if you would join me in being in spirit with and holding space for Dr. Derek Joseph Ifitade Wilson. DJ.
ABPsi, thank you for allowing me to share these few words with you tonight. Thank you for trusting me with this great organization. And I leave you as I came before you. I leave you in peace and with the immortal words of Dr. Derek Joseph Wilson. He said, right on, right on, right on. Thank you.
Stand.